...2018 Honda Odyssey. Kilauea, the most active of the 5 volcanoes that make up Hawaii's Big Island, has had 9 major eruptions since 1790. As recently as 1974, it blew its top sufficiently to destroy roads in the southeast corner of the island. Most days, it just percolates along, venting a perpetual plume of sulfur dioxide while searing red magma gurgles for the tourists who funnel by for a glimpse. Piloting Honda's new minivan in this geologically intense location had us pondering the Odyssey's somewhat more predictable, but no less devastating, to the competition in this case, cadence of 4 melt and very poor overhaul since it burst onto the scene for the 1995 model year. But even these eruptions haven't changed much. For example, the 118.1-inch wheelbase hasn't budged since the Odyssey's second generation. The first-gen Odyssey was accord-based and significantly smaller, even for this 2018 overhaul that moves the Odyssey to the latest architecture shared with the Pilot crossover and the Ridgeline pickup. The SOC V6's 3.5-liter displacement also has remained constant since it was installed in 1999, however, output has increased from 210 to 280 horsepower during that time. The latest version adds direct fuel injection, enabling a full point increase to the compression ratio and another 32 horses, 12 pounds-to-foot of torque, and 500 revolutions per minute for the driver to exploit. One of the Odyssey's key distinguishing features, and a leading reason it has been victorious in all but one car and driver minivan comparison test that it has participated in since 1999, is a sense of verve from behind the wheel absent from most practicality-first vehicles. This is something Chief Engineer Chad Harrison promises was again a priority. It shows, the ride feels taut, snubbing vertical motions on the Elite model's 19-inch wheel and tire package, which was the only model we drove last year. 18-inch wheels were the top upgrade, but now they're standard and an inch larger than before, and all Odyssey wheels are aluminum. Although it shares a platform with the Pilot in the Ridgeline, the minivan gets a rear suspension all its own, a multi-link design that includes, for the first time, an anti-roll bar. The dampers are situated more vertically and their mounts are pushed out as far as possible to enable a deep cargo hold. While cranking up the suspension firmness, engineers have dialed in more fore-aft compliance to reduce impact harshness. The new Odyssey also displays a resolute structural solidity, and Honda says torsional rigidity has increased by 44%. The steering ratio is more than 10% quicker than before, and the Odyssey's electrically assisted power steering, a rack-mounted dual-pinion setup, is substantially more precise than is the Pilot's column-mounted assist. However, the brake pedal feels a little soft, just as it does on its platform mates. A light push squishes the pedal through a substantial amount of its travel before there's significant deceleration. Getting kinkier. Possibly emboldened by consumer acceptance of the kinked character line at the base of the side glass, a signature element added to the 4th-gen Odyssey, the new van's designers retained that line while overwhelming the profile view with crisscrossing creases in the metal. They've even drawn from the cliché van with the addition of a floating roof treatment to the D-pillar. Of course, changing the actual roof line would sacrifice third-row headroom, so it's a purely visual flourish. It looks overdone to our eyes, which gravitate toward the Chrysler Pacifica in a beauty contest. One improvement is that the sliding door track is now nicely hidden, having finally been tucked up under the rear glass.